Hein from WA Integrated Asset Management. Today I want to talk to you about asset management in the cloud. Why cloud-based systems in general are good for your organization, and why asset management systems in particular are suited to the cloud. Why cloud-based systems? Why are they so popular? Why are so many organizations using them? Cloud-based systems are where the hardware that is used to deliver your software experience is situated away from your local machine. The most obvious example is something like Office 365 by Microsoft, where you use your browser, you might be on holiday, to go in and look at your Outlook or perhaps to use Excel and Word. It's browser-based. That is an obvious example. But you are often using the cloud without it being so obvious. For example, mobile applications often have a cloud-based component. And sometimes on your desktop as well, there is a hidden cloud component. For example, you might be using Microsoft Word on your desktop, but in the background, you might be using Dropbox to synchronize those files between different machines. That is cloud-based. So why are they so popular? Well, the first thing to understand is that the yardstick of computer experience is the desktop system. When people compare cloud-based systems and whether they are convenient, they are implicitly comparing them with the user experience of desktop software. And there are advantages and disadvantages of cloud-based systems. But modern cloud-based systems give you virtually all of the advantages and virtually none of the disadvantages of desktop software. The advantages of desktop software. These days, there's really only one advantage, and that is a fast and fluid user interface experience. One of the main drawbacks of older web and older cloud technology was the user interface. Now that has improved dramatically, and I'm going to demonstrate this from two of my own websites. I decided not to draw anybody else into the discussion. And I'll show you how things have improved with modern technology. So here we're looking at an older kind of web page. Now this is my yam.com web page. And what you'll notice about this web page is that when you click on the links, you can actually see it refresh and you can see a follow through. Now I'm going to highlight some areas on the screen for you. But as you go to different pages, you'll see there's a follow through and a certain latency, a certain time that it takes to load. So it's fairly quick, but it also depends on the speed of the internet connection. So this, for example, is my page on data science and analysis. It takes a while to refresh, and then of course it's responsive. Now I'm going to contrast that with the newer web technology. This isn't bad, it's just the older web technology. Now this is the newer web technology. I have fuzzed out the URL to this because it's on an Azure free tier and it can't take a lot of traffic. So I've deliberately made it so that, my apologies, you can't go in and look at it. But what this is doing is using modern cloud-based technology. It's using Angular, which is a front-end framework. Now what you'll notice about this is that it doesn't have that refresh cycle. It simply displays the components. It's fast and snappy. It's got excellent graphics. This, for example, is using an embedded Google Map page where one can go and drop things and use Google Maps functionality built into it. But it's seamless. So that when I swap between this page, for example, and this page, it doesn't have those kind of follow-through issues. It's using JavaScript in an Angular framework. So this is getting very, very close to a desktop experience using the cloud as a back end, but yet all cloud-based, all downloadable from the cloud, and after the initial establishment, very snappy, very similar to a desktop. So we've looked at the user interface part of it, and that modern cloud-based systems have got good user experiences that rival and resemble the desktop experience. But what about the disadvantages of desktop systems? One huge disadvantage is software versioning. I remember when I was a young civil engineer doing software development in South Africa in the 1990s, I literally blew the head gasket of my car driving around installing software and sorting out problems on people's machines. Desktop software and in-house computer systems are limited by your hardware. As the hardware gets older and as the hardware gets overpowered, it affects the performance of your system. The other problem with maintaining your own hardware and your own computer infrastructure is things like security patches, risks of being hacked, and those sort of things. The cloud overcomes those disadvantages. When you use a cloud-based system, you're using a zero-client-based system. You're using a browser and you're not installing software. You've got the same experience and the same access from everywhere, and you have always up-to-date software. The next time you log in, you find the new release. Security patches are always current. There is good, rigorous login access. The cloud has got scalable hardware. The cloud people like to use this phrase, spinning up resources, so that if people are accessing your software through the cloud and it comes under load and the performance degrades slightly, the cloud watches it and then it spins up another resource so it makes it stronger while it needs to be, and you pay only for the time that you spend on the stronger resource, and then it notices as the demand goes down, it'll spin it down again. So you've got this nice scalable hardware. One of the problems that people perceive the cloud-based systems will have is, what if the internet connection goes down while you are using it? While you're collecting data, for example. Offline storage in browsers and on mobile devices takes care of that. So it offers a local caching option until the internet connection comes back, and then it will make sure that it keeps it current in the cloud as well. Now we've looked at cloud-based systems in general, but why are asset management systems in particular suited to the cloud? And there are many reasons for that. There are different levels of reporting and visualization required depending on the needs of the different users. Some users are power users and some are occasional users. Asset management systems have input of data from many different sources, perhaps from field offices collecting data, perhaps even from devices and the Internet of Things. Sometimes it's office desktop editing as well. So you've got a lot of data flowing into the system from different places. And cloud-based systems are ideal because some users will have mobile apps reading but also writing, whereas others will have desktops and perhaps even these devices, the Internet of Things. This slide shows something that I did at a conference demonstrating the sort of technology that would be used for the Internet of Things. It demonstrates offline storage and concepts such as drone harvesting to bring those devices within access of the Internet. This is the sort of futuristic thing that the cloud can accommodate very, very easily. Cloud-based systems also allow different uses of the data. For example, some people might be just interested in high-level management of an overall status health report for a portfolio. This slide, for example, demonstrates a system like that I built and that I For a client, it was for a large mining company based in Western Australia, managing their housing portfolio. But other users might need to do drill downs, they might need more detailed data, they might need valuations for accounting purposes, or they might need modeling for cash flow analysis of when replacements are due. It may even be the case that some users are interested in statistics and performance curve fitting to life cycle data of the assets to better understand them and perhaps to work out ways of extending the life cycle and giving them better life cycle costs. Cloud systems support the whole range of users' needs. Cloud systems even support machine learning and the entire business intelligence stack that is required to analyze, to present, and to roll up dashboarding type reports that you can drill down into huge detail if necessary. Cloud-based systems change a goldfish trapped in a small area into the open sea, scalable, lots of space, lots of opportunity. We started off looking at cloud-based systems in general. And then we moved on to asking, why are asset management systems in particular suited to the cloud? And we saw that cloud-based systems have many advantages. They're scalable. They don't run out of hardware. They are accessible from everywhere. They are secure. And we saw that all of those benefits are highly advantageous for asset management systems where you have different users on different devices, perhaps inputting, perhaps inspecting, perhaps reading, perhaps having high-level summaries, perhaps wanting detailed analyses. Cloud-based systems are the future, and asset management is going to be one of the big beneficiaries of cloud-based technology. Thank you very much for joining me. And please look out for other videos on this channel.